Welcome back to another video, and if you're familiar with my other two videos, you might have seen this 10-gallon tank in the background. Not looking too great, just kind of ugly sitting there in between these two beautiful tanks here. Well, I'm excited to say that we're finally going to work on it. A little backstory, this tank started out as a live plant holding tank so I can grow them out and disperse them between each of my tanks. But the Kribensis I have in there, she had other plans. There she is there. She went ahead and ate all the leaves off of every stem plant I had in the tank. I had them potted in substrate. But yeah, she went ahead and ate all the leaves off of each one of the stem plants, all the way down to the stems, so they were just potted stems. She left all the epiphytes like Anubias and Java ferns alone, but all the stem plants were chewed to pieces. It was a bummer, but it's all right. It happens. I learned my lesson. But she's always a little timid. She's always shy and hiding. I see her when I feed. She'll come out and eat. Once the food is all gone, she'll swim away and hide. So I'm thinking she's not liking all the openness to the tank. So by adding the hardscape, maybe her own little cave, she might feel a little more comfortable, as well as some tank mates. No, not another Kribensis. I'm not looking for a mated pair. Maybe not just yet. This is only a temporary until I get a 20-gallon for her. Maybe if I get her her own cave and some tank mates, maybe she'll be less timid, less shy. She'll be out more. Maybe we'll see her color up. See that pink belly I saw her with in the shop. First things first, as always, drain the tank, get her out of there, get everything out of there, clean it up, get the sand in there, start throwing in hardscape, and I'll see you when we get there. Alright, so here's what we got. I think it's coming out real nice. Excuse my fishing poles in the background there. But I do think it's coming out real good. It's just the hardscape. I'm gonna add the plants next. There's a lot of caves in here and crevices for the Kribensis. And then there's also gonna be a lot of swim room for the other fish that I'm adding in this tank for Kribensi tank mates. So everybody should be happy in this tank once it's all said and done. Like I said, next thing to do is add the plants, the fake plants I have for this tank. Get this thing filled up and up to temperature and see how we're looking. Also, if you notice, I didn't add any detail stones. I usually like to add detail stones in most of my tanks, but I didn't add them in this tank just because the Kribensis likes to dig in the sand. So I gave him as much sand as he could dig in, as well as making sure everything was locked in place, so once he's digging, nothing is going to fall out of place and harm the glass or anything in the surrounding area. Just a heads up. Alright, so here we are with the tank filled up. You can see it's a bit murky. I got to get that filter plugged in, get everything flowing so I can pick everything up, clear it up, and also got to get the heater plugged in so I can get everything up to temperature so we can add the fish as soon as possible.
1 hour later.
Alright, it's been about an hour. The tank is a little more clear. I just wanted it to get a little bit more clear than it was before, so when I release the fish you guys can see it better. It won't harm the fish or nothing, and it will clear up over time. Now we'll release the fish, and we'll probably never see the Kribensis again. I am just kidding. We will probably see her again in a couple of weeks when she's a little more comfortable. And yes, I know it's a pest snail, but I do want to keep it. It's only one. I never have problems with it. I don't overfeed the tank, so it'll be alright. Now I do expect the fish to all go and hide right off the bat, so hopefully I can get a good video of the Kribensis before this video is posted, but we'll see on that. I will update you guys in a little bit. So here we are the next day. The tank is looking awesome. Still a little cloudy, but looking just fine. All the fish are doing well. As you can see, I got 6 ember tetras. I can't wait for them to color up once they're a little more comfortable, but they're eating and everybody's doing just great. The crib ate as well. She's back there somewhere. Something I didn't clarify, the reason why I know my crib is a female, she has a rounded tail rather than a diamond shaped like tail that a male would have. So I know she's a female because of that reason. But yeah, I decided to go with ember tetras because they stay small enough to keep in a 10-gallon, and hopefully they're fast enough to stay away from the crib. I really think this scape came out nice. It's a great temporary scape for these guys until I give them a more permanent home, but it's not an eyesore sitting in the corner anymore. Alright, so it has been 2 days since that last clip. As you can see, the water is a bit brown, which is fine, it's not a problem. It's due to the fact that the driftwood is releasing tannins. Some people would say it looks dirty. Some people would say to soak the wood for a couple weeks before putting it in the tank so it doesn't release tannins into the water. But in this case, that large piece of driftwood back there, I had in a 40-gallon for over a year, and every week the water was so brown, it was crazy. So I knew this tank was going to be just as brown and would need frequent water changes, which is perfectly fine with me. I have no problem with doing that. All the fish are doing fine. They're all eating. There's the Kribensis there. She also started digging out her own home back here. But yeah, as I said, all the fish are eating and doing just fine. Of course, they're hiding now when I have the camera out. That's how it goes, right? All I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna do a water change just to clear up the water so I can finish this video with a nice clear image and get it posted. With that being said, I hope you all enjoyed.